Good morning, everyone. I want to share today's message about hope, about how to change your thinking and how to change your reality. And, we've always heard that perception is the key to our reality, and everyone is living their own perception, their own universe of their own reality of how they look at things and how they believe what they believe in and how they align to this or that. And it's really interesting because when you are pushed up against your reality and you are pushed up against your very beliefs, if someone else believes something that you don't believe, or someone else is saying something that goes against your core values, then it makes you upset. And so the message today is about really taking hold of your own reality and shifting it for the highest good of you, but also for the highest good of the collective. And when we all, and I'm talking all of us, walk away from judgment and walk away from I'm right and you're wrong and all that nonsense, will we come into a place of true love and true acceptance? And when you are in that place of true love and true acceptance, you give someone the gift of becoming their true authentic self. And what a beautiful gift that is, that each person will arise within them, their true spiritual gifts, their true knowings of what they're supposed to do in life. And it might not be what you're going to do. And that's okay. So you go on your path, let others on their path, but come with this path of love for all, because unconditional love is just that. It's unconditional. And we are moving into an age where the judgment and the reprimands for you're not doing this right and I'm doing it right, and the judgment has to come to an end. And so again, it will be an individual journey for everyone as you transverse these waters. But today's message was really powerful because it gave you the keys to how reality is formed, how truly reality is formed by our conscious thoughts. And that's how we were made, through our creator. So we are creative beings, whether you're creating something negative or you're creating something positive. And then this dance of lightness and darkness, that's the very dance that we came down here to earth, on earth, to learn. We came to learn that the contrast of something pushes us more towards remembering who we are, which we are a spark of light, a child of God, an infinite created being on this earth to learn how to love, grow, and expand. And so we're always going to be in a place of expansion and changing. And that is the fact of reality. Reality will always push us to change, to become better, more alive, more thinking. And if you're not doing that, then you are on the path of descending. And so, choose your path, like that great quote that says, choose today who you will serve. So, I loved this. I loved this message because it really brings home to me in my practice as well. So, those who don't know me, my name is Kristen Husted, and I run an integrative holistic practice where I help people heal from body issues, disease, illness, and injuries, depression, anxiety, anything like that. And then I help guide their mind into creating new patterns, new neurological patterning that helps to rewire their body and their mind and their spirit. And then I also help guide them back to who they truly are, who they really are. And all my clients find this renewed sense of hope that they know now that their path is going to be moving forward instead of that stuck feeling that we all feel sometimes. So I really am honored to do the work I have been doing. And my work is very busy and it's very profound and it's very much about healing of all three parts of us, the body, mind, and spirit. So, with that being said, I have noticed throughout my practice that when people were coming in, and let's say someone came in with a rotator cuff injury, and I started to work on their rotator cuff. And then I realized that because I'm intuitive and I can read the body and read the messages coming out of the body, I started to intuit, right? This happened to you. This injury happened when your father abused you, when your mother left you, when you got injured in football and you found out you couldn't graduate. And I mean, the list goes on and on what the body will tell me to a T about people's past traumas and difficulties that have become stuck in the fascia tissue, because the fascia tissue holds memory. And the mind and body are one. That's Dr. Candace Pert's work. That's Dr. Bruce Lipson's work. That's Dr. Carolyn Leaf's work. That's Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. I mean, and it goes on and on. And then also, we just found out the Mayo Clinic and Harvard are coming out with studies that our mind is more powerful than prescription medicine. So you put all this together and you got to sit there and think, like, if our mind and body is one and I have an injury, what emotions am I holding on to? Or what is the bigger picture of what I need to release in order to heal the injury? And so in my practice, as I started to guide people on, hey, you're holding this emotion. Let's breathe in love. Let's breathe in gratitude for yourself, which is Dr. Howard Schubner's work of unlearn your pain. Say, okay, so we've got these neurological hard drive wires to our pain and our past. And in order to release that, we must come into a knowing that this happened to us in the past. We thank it, we honor it, and then we release it. So I'm physically helping the tissue to release the stuck trauma, which are the neuropeptides that have been caught by the tightness of the fascia tissue, because the fascia tissue tightens up when we're stressed or we're injured or we're worried. Okay, this is the biological way that the body handles emotion and trauma. Okay, if your mind can't handle something, it will go into your body. All right, so now as I'm working with clients and they're releasing this trauma, they are also coming into awareness of more who they are, because if the mind body are one and your body is housing all the trauma from your life, you cannot progress forward. It just keeps you stuck and you stay in the looping thoughts, and your body is feeding your mind the very way that it's feeling, and your mind is reinforcing the body and vice versa. So it's this continuous loop. So through my practice, as I started to notice that, I started to realize that people can't just get healed through physical manipulation. Like, I'm going to just fix your rotator cuff and go on your merry way, right? All right. So now I'm educating my clients on how to change their thoughts. All right. And really truly hardwire their subconscious mind, because it's built in by the time age 7 from birth, right? You know, we are hardwired like a computer to believe the way that we do. So with that being said, I started to teach my clients on how to rewire their thinking. And so then it came to knowing that when people get into the theta brainwave state, which is a very relaxed state of the mind, right before you go to sleep, right before that delta brainwave state of sleeping, and the alpha, which is right before the theta. So that's a meditative, relaxed state. Both of the states, alpha and theta, are very powerful in helping your body to come into healing, because you get away from your thinking brain. It's all about the thinking brain. I mean, 99% of our problems are our thinking brain, because you're creating your own reality. And it was cute because I was at a book club the other night, and one of the women there is a physical therapist, and we were talking shop. Like, I'm like, I find this in the body. She goes, absolutely. I find that they can't heal until they change their mind. She goes, absolutely. She said, even research is showing that more than 99%, probably 100%, vice versa. You know, I mean, but we both said in the 90% that we have noticed our clients hold on to past trauma that gets stuck in their body, and they need to heal that first in order for their body to release and relax and heal. So I love this confirmation I get all the time, not only from science, but also from my own practice of 9 years of watching this and coming into this knowing that our mind is creating both our outside reality and our inside reality of our body. It's fascinating to me, just absolutely fascinating. So today's message was just so powerful because it talks about, oh, I didn't finish my thought on the theta brainwave state and the alpha brainwave state. So in these two states, the body connects to its higher wisdom to heal. Okay. So when the body gets out of the thinking brain and it connects to the higher wisdom to heal, where our higher wisdom is where we're from. Our higher wisdom is our connection to source, God, the universe. Again, I am not telling you what to believe or even challenge your religion. I'm saying that we're all from creator being, God, source intelligence. That is who we are. And so when we connect to something higher than ourselves and relax, our body, because it came from there, knows what to do. And I again see it in my practice all the time. When someone releases and relaxes and lets go, all of a sudden their body starts reconfiguring and they start to heal. And because I'm intuitive, I will get the message. your body is healing this, your liver is cleansing, your toxins are leaving, your digestive system is starting to work again, your thyroid is self-regulating. Like it goes on and on what I see. And it's so cool because afterwards I will get the verification because they've gone to their doctor and they see that these issues have been released. And it's really powerful. I've even seen cancer people come in here who have been given absolutely no chance to live. Like you just go on your merry way because there's nothing we can do for you and you're gonna die. I've had people walk in like that. And I say, hey, let's walk into the wonder mystery life. We don't know what God can do for you. And so I relax them and I do this and I get them working with their body, mind, and spirit. And I get them releasing and connecting back to who they truly are. And then I get the message as they release the past and the wounds and the lies and the trauma that they have believed that have caused their body to harbor this illness. Because remember, Harvard and Mayo Clinic are saying that our mind is more powerful than prescription medicine. So when you think of that, when you truly, honestly think of that, then you're going to be more careful about what you say to your body, what you say to other people, and what you think. Because what you think, you become. What you claim, claims you back. What you judge, judges you back. So, really, we're walking into a time where I just feel that more and more we need to be of sober mind is what I keep hearing through these messages from this wisdom of ages, that sober mind and sober spirit in order to progress forward, in order to not only change our personal reality but the collective reality. Let's get out of the fear and let's get out of the construct of lack of, not enough. And the only way we're going to do it, because this life that we've been given is just a game. Our true home is up in the heavens, is up in with our creator. So when we come here, we're coming here to learn, to love, grow, and expand. And so that's the message today. And it so brought home to me my very practice of what I do and what I've been called to do, and how I have such a passion for helping people to walk into newness, because I was there. I was stuck. I was the little girl with anxiety. I was the little girl with trauma. I was the one who put the smile on the face, but was so wounded inside. And my life reflected the very way I was thinking. I always was thinking I wasn't good enough, or that others were better, or that I had to make others happy in order for me to be happy, and so on and so forth. So as I healed, not only did my whole family heal, and they came into an awareness of who they are and their path of expansion and awakeness, but also I have been helping thousands of clients over the last 9 years do the same thing. So you can feel in my voice my passion, and I have no room for any judgment on anyone, and therefore, I ask you of the same. Like, let's start to walk into unity consciousness. Let's start to walk into truly loving ourselves and others exactly where they're at, exactly on the path they've chosen for their learning experience is not yours. And so I've had to learn that with my children. I love them dearly and I stand beside them, whatever they decide to do, because I love them that much to know that this is what their soul has chosen to learn. And I do that with, I do that with everyone. And I'm getting better about not feeling offended if someone judges me. I'm getting better about that because I know that I've been them and they've been me. So, we're all one. So, anyways, okay, I'm going to go on and read the message and then we'll go through it again. So, I just put this on Word document this morning. Okay, so I just titled it A Quick Guide to the Grand Awakening. Please use this quick guide as a reference of remembrance of the grand awakening that is upon us. For in this day-to-day living that you all live, you can forget what you are and what you're here to do. You can get caught up in your minds, in your worries, in your problems, and life will not feel like it is on the path of renewal and rebirth. Remember, your mind will create your reality when your heart aligns to its message. So be of sober mind and of sober spirit, for all will eventually awaken when they do this. Your mind is strong, and for that we are grateful. For when the heart leads the way, the mind will create reality. That is how God made man. So going forward, Let us begin to align with our hearts for the greater good of all. Let us begin to align with our hearts towards love, community, compassion, and hope. These emotions in your heart will drive the creations of your mind, which will help change the fabric of your life. We cannot stress this enough, the power of your thought. Gone are the days where you will try to figure things out. Gone are the days when you will ruminate over a problem, for the heart will now lead the way. Your heart is the gateway to the divine, your direct connection to spirit. When your heart is aligned to the right path, your true path of connection, your heart can create anything you desire, especially when it is in alignment for the greater of all. We cannot express this enough. This is why studying materials that will help you evolve will be essential to your day. But we say most importantly, and we say the most important thing of all, is that you must go within and trust your inner guidance. For within each being is all that you need to progress forward. Within all is the knowledge, wisdom, love, and guidance you will need to move forward. How could it not be? For you are a direct spark from God, source creator. But we know many of you have difficulties, pains, traumas, and disappointments that have rewired your brain into fear and anxiety. That is why we say, study the words we share, bring them into your heart, and slowly but surely you will find the knowledge, stillness, and guidance you will need. Once you find yourself quieting, walking away from the fear, aligning more to who you truly are, you will more easily sit in silence to obtain the wisdom that is within. Be honest with yourself. Truly see the commitment it will take to change limited thinking, fearful thinking, and then become a mighty warrior and move forward into this grand awakening that is before you, an awakening that will guide you back into your perfect balance of spirit, living both on earth and in harmony and love. This gift is available to all now, but not all are ready. And for that, we say that's okay. Each of you will arise stronger, wiser, and more heart centered as you learn to quiet your mind. We know this will take time for some, so please be patient. We are with you. Sophia, the wisdom of ages. All right. So, yeah, that's what I was talking about, that I've seen in my practice. And then it's so beautiful to see that this wisdom is coming through and telling us the same thing. It is the way we create reality. It is through our conscious thought. There is no other way. And until you really truly study the mechanics of energy, can you get this concept? Because a lot of you think, oh, and that's fine. You can, again, it's perfect, but you think more in concrete, like this is a person up there living up in the universe, guiding everyone and judging everyone, and you get to believe what you want. But think of, if you can think about energy and this infinite source of love, which is God, our creator, is this infinite energy that is everywhere and in everything and has created everything. You start to understand the nature of energy, for energy has infinite possibilities. And so that was another message I got today. I did a couple messages today, and that is that energy in its own true natural form has infinite possibilities. We compress it. We say you are this, you are that, or I am this, or I'm that. Like we compress it because we come into this place of judgment. But God's saying, hey, I am here. I am here to open up all the possibilities of who you are so that you can soar into your beautiful awakening and your soul can be living this grand reunion of heaven on earth. So where you are walking into your true passion and your heart's desires. So let's just go back real quickly and look at some of the main points. I'm going to go back up to the top, but I love it. I love it when Sophia, which means wisdom in Greek, FYI. And on my first video, I think it's wisdom message number 1, I talked about all of the meanings of the word Sophia and how it's in the Bible and how it's in the Jewish tradition and how it's in the Christian tradition and so forth. So, I mean, you can see, I'll go back to that one and really truly study what who Sophia is the wisdom of ages, the feminine essence of the Holy Spirit. Okay, so first of all, Sophia, the wisdom, talks about how in our day-to-day lives you forget what you're here to do. You get so caught up in your mind and your worries and your problems that you don't feel like you're on a path of renewal. And it's kind of funny because the other day I said they said that there's angels around us and there's sparkly light and sunshine in the air. And a lot of you might be going, well, I don't see angels and I don't see sparkly light and sunshine, and that's the thing, it's as we are so busy in our minds worrying and our problems and life and the to-do list and all that stuff, we literally push out our connection to all that is. And so that's what Sophia's saying here, that you forget and you don't feel like you're on the path of renewal and rebirth. So then she goes on to say, remember, your mind will create your reality when your heart aligns to this message. So be of sober mind and spirit. And so when you truly awaken to that when your heart aligns to something, whether that is I'm not good enough, whether that is I am an abused person and I will always be an abused person, I will never find love, I will always be poor, I will always struggle, I'm not attractive, I'm not this or that, whatever you are believing, that is the reality you're creating, is what Sophia's saying, because your heart is aligning to that message. So she says your heart is wrong. And I just want to break for a minute here. When I say she, it's just an easy way for me to express the feminine essence of the Holy Spirit. So I'm not trying to pigeonhole like it's a woman here talking. I'm just saying this feminine energy of wisdom. Okay. So she says, your mind is strong, and for that we are grateful. So we have a strong mind for a reason. Because she goes on to say, because when the heart leads the way, the mind will create reality. This is how God created man. Okay. So when your heart is aligned to something, whether it's something good for you or whether it's something not good for you, you'll create your reality. This is how we were made. So then she says, moving forward, let's begin to align our hearts for the greater good of all. So let's start to think about not just our own selfish gain, but really the alignment and the love for all. Okay. And then she says, the emotions in your heart. So once you start to go, okay, I want to get out of this me, poor me victim stage. Okay. And I honor anywhere where anyone's at, but this is where what she's saying. When we get out of that stage and we come and we align our heart towards love, community, compassion, and hope, she says these emotions will help drive you the creations of your mind. And then she says, which will help change the fabric of your life. Okay. So you're changing your perception. You're switching your thoughts to how good can it get? To love. Like, I'm going to go help my neighbor. I want to go love on that friend. I want to smile at the person at the grocery store. Anything like that will help you to switch your mind into this love for all, which will help change the fabric of your life. Now, we're going to come back to, she keeps saying through all the messages, love and gratitude for everything in front of you. If someone pushes your buttons, thank them, for they are having you challenge your beliefs. If you like your beliefs after you look at them, keep them. Okay. But I remember in some of her messages a while ago, she said, don't put any borders or boundaries around anything, because this new way of life that we're going into is going to be so grand, so magnificent that we don't know. We don't know what it will look like. So every time we compress something, we say, this is how it will only be, then we stay stuck in that reality. And that is your choice. And that is a choice for all of us. And I know I'm still letting go of things that I, align to, like, um, and again, I'll tell you, like, what people think of me. I have to let that go, because I just am being called, for me personally, to help people with healing. Let someone else go on their own path. You must allow people the grace and the love they deserve. And Sophia says, then you will change the fabric of your life, not in the judgment, not in the resistance, not in anything like that. For God is, source is, our creator is unconditional love. She goes on to say, we cannot stress this enough, the power of your thought. So now she says, gone are the days where you will try to figure things out. Gone are the days when you ruminate over a problem, for the heart will now lead the way. And this was a really powerful message I got when I was going through my really dark time. I couldn't make sense of why I was so confused and why all of a sudden my little reality was exploding and I was getting all this knowledge about all this other wisdom and moving forward and growing and changing. And yet I remember, a friend would say, don't try to figure things out. Just let things be. Just relax. And I'd be like, okay, I'm going to relax. I'm going to just let this be. I don't need to figure everything out. And as I let go and just allowed myself to feel anything I needed to feel, my heart kept leading the way. And my heart is my connection, Sophia says this, to the divine. So as I let my heart sing, because as a little girl, I had to shut it down. I had to shut that thing down because I had to stay in a little box in order to not cause waves in the family. And so now I'm like, okay, so the heart needs to sing. And so as my heart created more space for itself and got to release what it no longer served it, I found myself on this beautiful path of awakening where now I'm sitting here helping thousands of people in my practice over the years to heal not only with their body but their mind and their spirit. And I am so incredibly honored to do that. Like I can't even tell you how honored I am just to be a conduit for people. And that all came from me following my heart and stepping out of the box of, oh, you can't do that, or oh, that's not right, or what will people think? So I challenge you and I give you the permission to start to see what does your heart want? And maybe you're right where you're supposed to be, and then that's awesome. Then stay there. Perfect. But challenge your beliefs. I would definitely ask you to challenge your beliefs, align them to the greater good of source, God, creator, and all, and in love and gratitude, and see where it takes you. I have a hard time believing it won't transform your reality. Sophia's saying it will transform your reality in this message. Okay, so she says it again. We cannot express this enough. And then she goes on to say that is why studying materials will help you evolve more. And that's essential, she says. But most importantly, and we say the most important thing of all is that you must go in and trust your own inner guidance because all is within. The kingdom of heaven is within. All is within because we are made that way. Okay. So when you can quiet your mind and you can come into this asking a question, who am I? What is my life about? Where am I supposed to go? You ask, you shall receive. You need to start standing in that knowing. You're not going to sit there and go, well, I asked, but I'm going to take it again into my own hands. No, you ask, you shall receive done. Trust that you will be guided. Trust that you will know the next step when the next step is supposed to come. And, I know a lot of people are like, well, I want change. Okay, so if you want change, you got to let go of the old. And so that's what this message is saying. You got to let go of the old past because it will keep you stuck. All right. And then she goes on to say, and then we know you guys have traumas and difficulties and pains. And for that, we're sorry. But they have rewired your brain into fear and anxiety. So it is a rewiring. It's that Dr. Howard Schubner's work. It's all these neuroscientists' work. We have this hard wire. When we sit there and ruminate and think over and over again about your pain, about your difficulties, about your traumas, that is the very thing that you will think about every day. And guess what? What Sophia is saying, it will create the fabric of your reality. So remember in the other messages, she says, just say, how good can it get? How good can it get? Keep asking open-ended questions to your creator and see how the answers come. Okay. So she says, once you find yourself quieting your mind and walking away from fear, you will more easily be able to obtain the wisdom that is within. And I love this. She says, be honest with yourself, truly see the commitment it will take. Change, limited, fearful thinking. Truly see, like, that's the one thing in my practice. Like I can teach my clients, but they got to do the work. Like I can sit there and walk alongside them, but they got to do the work. I can tell my kids like, hey, this is amazing wisdom, but you got to do the work. Like everyone has to do their own work. And you don't have to do the work if you don't want to. Like be honest with yourself. How much do you want to change? If you just like where you are, then awesome. Just be in a place of love and gratitude for everything. And to just be in a non-judgmental place. But it's really cool because she's like, let's be honest. It's going to take some time to change limited thinking. Dr. Bruce Lipton's book, The Biology of Belief, is an amazing book. It talks about the power of our thoughts and how to change the reality. And it's really repetition that helps to rewire your thinking. And he goes through that. I talk briefly about that in my book as well. And then I know Dr. Carolyn Leaf's books she's a neuroscientist, like that is what she does. And she is fabulous. So, okay. Then they say, once you decide the commitment, like, okay, I want to move forward. Then she says, you become a mighty warrior and move forward in this grand awakening that is before you. And it's going to bring you back into perfect balance of a spirit, both living on earth within harmony and love. So you're going to feel more flow to life, and you're going to let things pass through you instead of grabbing onto you. So she says again, the gift is available to all now, but not all are ready to take it, and that's okay. Each of you will arise stronger and wiser and more heart-centered as you learn to quiet your mind. Quiet your mind, quiet your mind, quiet your mind, quiet your mind. And I could say it a million times, quiet your mind. It will only lead you astray. Your heart is the center, she says, the gateway to the divine, to spirit. And through your heart, you will arise within you your passions. And then you use your mind to create your passions. And that's how you start to change your reality. Okay. She says, we know this takes time, so please be patient. We are with you. That is enough for now. Sophia, the wisdom of ages. So I loved this message. It is so pertinent to me in my own life and how I've discovered amazing things, synchronicity, signs, healings. My own life has changed miraculously. It's how we got this healing farm. It's how I have progressed into the work I've done by letting go of my fear and my limited thinking and walking into the wonder and mystery life, that there's more available to life than the struggle, the lack of, and not enough. So thank you and have a great day.